So first thing is I would really like to welcome you all to Belgrade. It's a great pleasure to have you all here. Some of you after 4 years, because we started this regional journey in 2020 before the COVID outbreak. As you may know, I come from the Public Policy Research Center. This is the organization that's been investigating the future of work and the impact of digitalization on society. When we started our research 6-7 years ago, we were actually pioneers because we focused on just one aspect of platform work, and this has been online work. So how it happened? It happened in a way that we noticed among our colleagues and peers a number of people who actually work online for global digital platforms like Upwork, TopTalf, Freelancer, Guru, and so on and so forth. And this is how we decided to simply investigate the field. Luckily enough, there were two really fundamental researchers at the time, one of the ILO and one of the GRC. The ILO research actually pointed out to Ukraine and to a high number of freelancers from that part of the world. On the other side, GRC, and the author is going to be with us tomorrow, Ana Rosa Pezzola, was discussing the platform work in European context, focusing the analysis on on-location work. So the conclusion was very short. We thought that, hey, actually, we have also these online workers in Serbia, and it seems not only in Serbia, in all different places around. So there must be something very specific about the region we come from. And we understood the region in very broad sense, not in administrative terms, so it is still defined the way you like it. We call it Southeast or Eastern Europe, but actually we've been thinking about Ukraine, we talk about Southeastern Europe, we talk about Russia, we talk about Turkey, and so on and so forth. And that was the conclusion. So the conclusion was, okay, we have online freelancers, we don't have platform workers that are actually active in the field. We all have common past. So we are socialist countries. We have different level of economic development compared to the EU. So there must be something that actually separates us from all the others. Having said that, we met people from the Reshaping Work Initiative Amsterdam, and we decided to join forces. And the result was the first conference in 2020 that was actually discussing the platform work from the online perspective. We also tackled some questions related to labor relations. We talked about policy realm. But I would say from this, let's say, point of view, that the discussion back then was, in a way, more distant. It was more research-oriented. 4 years later, we joined forces again with Reshaping Work Initiative Amsterdam, and here we are. It's the platform work in the region that has no borders, or we cannot define it in the best possible way. Things in the meantime also changed a lot. So we have all these on-location platforms blossoming in our society. Glovo, at the time when we met the director, one of those, in 2020, was really, really new actor in the field. Nobody knew who Glovo was. Now I think everybody does. In the meantime, also some other things changed. The debate in society really accelerated and also polarized. So we don't have here all the same views about platform economy, and I think this is one of the great features of this conference. As you already know, it brings all different actors, it brings policymakers, it brings researchers, academics, workers, trade unions, and so on and so forth, and of course, Glovo, which is going to be with us tomorrow. So what else? Briefly, today we invited you to the French Cultural Center to enjoy networking and meeting one another. We believe that we are creating the force in terms of regional power, intellectual, and also in terms of activism. Tomorrow you will have time to hear one another and to learn from the research that all of you carried out and from the insights that I would proudly say not many places or not many companies actually can share, or at least not about platform economy. So I hope that you will enjoy today this cocktail and welcome address or keynote address of Mark Graham, who is also a very good friend of ours, and I'm really glad that he is going to be the one to open this this session. And now I'm passing over the mic to Tanya, who has been my partner in crime for many years, and I'm really glad that she decided to join me and not to leave the organization for some other better places. So thank you.
Thank you, Branka. So let me repeat all of this in a boring way. So we are delighted to host this regional conference, not just because we like to speak about our region as such, but because we think that every region has a story behind it in this global labor market. And because we think that we need really to think about how we all think about platform economy and its possibilities and also its caveats. After all global workers belong to some country. So even though they're global, they're also local, they live with us, and it's really important that all of them deserve decent work opportunities. We are extremely pleased to have with us Manuela Galeng, Director for Jobs and Skills at the Directorate General for Employment, Social Affairs and Inclusion from the European Commission. And we will undoubtedly spend a lot of time discussing the EU Platform Directive and the AI Act. But we are also happy to have Ana Rosa Pesole, not just because she's really one of the first pioneers of researching platform work, but she's also now in ILO, and ILO is our new frontier when we are thinking about decent work perspectives across the globe. We are also fortunate to have all of you and to have our panelists, our researchers, our activists, platform workers, members of the business community, and innovators among us, because we are all, with all our voices, as we know, contributing to this new perspective and new ways in which we are going to work. And we hope that by tomorrow, we will have all, let's say, a picture which would be slightly clearer about what is expecting us, like in 5 years or in future, like how we are going to talk about future work. So welcome. I like to welcome you again, and we shall start.
Okay, thank you very much. Works. So coming from some kind of different institution, I'm just very glad to have the opportunity to welcome you at this event, the Future of Work Revisited, and especially aiming to the completely new idea, which is artificial intelligence, which is surrounding us to the level that we don't expect to be truth. But it's everyone does. So the issue is, are we using the artificial intelligence, or artificial intelligence has started to use us? So that is one of the questions that we'll have to think about in the near future, and to see, since we hope to believe that we are still smarter than artificial intelligence, the way how we can use it the best way possible, and to foster the platform work, which is something still not in full introduced into our lives and in our work, especially talking about Serbia. But in the near future, we might expect that to boost to a significant level. Coming back to our institute, so our mission as scientists is to be a hub for cutting edge scientific research. So we are still aiming just to work on fundamental science, even though we are very aware that science itself is not sufficient and it has to be closely related to practice. And for that purpose, I would like to extend my gratitude to Branka and to Tanya for inviting us to take part and to be co-organizers of this event. And we are sure that this cooperation will be extended in the future in many different ways. And we have had opportunity to talk several times about different opportunities, how to work together. And I believe that we have contributed to some extent to the topics of this event. So conferences are something that we are very proud of at the Institute. So organizing conferences for us is something very usual, but it's not usual to have a conference at which most of the participants are not scientists, but rather coming from the applied side. And that is something new for us. And we are very pleased to have the opportunity to take part at this kind of event and to learn something different and to hear different comments. Because usually for us scientists, they say that we are boring when we start talking about our facts and figures and scientific methods. After 5 minutes, people lose us. So we have to find a way how to learn to keep your attention. So I see that I do that so far. And I realize that I have to stop at some point of time, not to go far beyond the limits that can be accepted. So what is our current topic of research is artificial intelligence itself. Okay. So if you ask me to repeat it, I cannot do it. So who heard me? You can repeat it. I cannot. We at the Institute we have a department for digital economics, and one of the topics that we are analyzing there is artificial intelligence, and so the new jobs will appear. So are we able to use artificial intelligence to bring about more jobs? Or as you see at the TV usually when listening to the experts, which are telling us that artificial intelligence will take over our jobs. So let's go back in time and think about the industrialization and what was the outcome of it. So did the new machinery bring about more jobs, or it reduced jobs as the ludists expected at the time? So it didn't. And learning from the experience and from the past, we have to think about that the artificial intelligence and platform work will extend the work opportunities, that it will help include and activate more people, especially the ones which are not active today, into the labor market, and to open more equal opportunities for everyone. So thank you very much. And I hope that we'll continue. I'm sure that we'll continue working on this together.
Okay, so do we have a minute? What's the time? Yeah. Okay. So what we have forgot to say is that we really want to thank our partners and friends, but without some of you, honestly, this endeavor would not have been possible. We're a small organization. Maybe it doesn't look like that we're only a few people, but because we have so much support from the Institute of Economic Sciences and Valentina, we could arrange this conference to look like a very professional event. On the other side, I would also like to thank all our European partners, European Training Foundation, for being with us for so many years. That is something that I don't know, I don't want to be emotional. It's not the time yet. I can be emotional tomorrow. And then, of course, the European delegation in Serbia, because they recognize a topic that we've been discussing for a rather long time. And finally, the Cooperation in Science and Technology fund that is also supporting some of the activities that we carry out here in Serbia. So thanks to you, and also thanks to you, because some of you, as I've said, I met many years ago, and because of this support, we managed to be today here where we are. So now you have 3 minutes break before Mark takes over.